A single tennis ball. We have single tennis ball, the ultra long band. I do love the texture. Oh, I haven't muted you. Hold on. I said I was, and then I didn't. Mute all. Unmute yourselves at any time. Okay. So, the tennis ball. The ultra long band. Your 2 tennis balls in a sock setup. Or if you have these ones in a bag, use those. They're just slightly larger. And we have a foam roller for later. So Angela, you've been a good doobie. She came fully trained. So we stomp and smush, stepping on the ball and rolling it forward. And if you've already done this, you can do something else. Or you just pretend, just go through the motions. Do it lightly. So just working your way from in to out, lengthwise along the sole of the foot. And then you'll bring your tennis ball underneath the ball of the foot, just behind the ball of the foot. Allow the toes to drape over and you'll go side to side. Latitudinal arch of the foot. And then we're going to bring the tennis ball directly underneath the ball of the foot. Knee is still soft. Spread the toes wide like a fan. There's Pam. Reach. Spread, reach, wrap, lift, and pull. Welcome, Pam. We vamped for you a little bit so you didn't miss much. We're just on the first foot rolling out our feet. Spread, reach, wrap, lift, and pull. Yeah, and then you'll mute yourself when you're ready, unless you have any news for me. Spread, reach, wrap, lift, pull. One more time. Spread, reach, wrap, lift, pull. Other side. Annette, doesn't it feel good to know the routine? You're like, I know what we're doing. I know what we're doing. What a great group. Oh, I love looking at you on my big screen TV over here. All the boxes, yeah. Oh. And then we'll bring the tennis ball just behind the ball of the foot. Allow the toes and the toe knuckles kind of drape down and you go side to side. Latitudinal arch of the foot. And you can work your way back. I'm noticing today that this foot is significantly more tender than the other side. Right. Then we'll bring the tennis ball directly underneath the ball of the foot, like around the space between the 2 pads. Heel is anchored on the ground. Spread the toes wide. Reach out. Wrap. Lift. And pull. Spread. Reach. Wrap. Lift. And pull. Be sure the toes are staying in their own lane. Spread, reach, wrap, lift, and pull. Spread, reach, wrap, lift, and pull. Maybe one more time. Spread, reach, wrap, lift, and pull. Okie dokies. Tennis ball aside for now. We're going to do all of our standing work and then we'll go to the floor all at once. So we're going to do our heel drops. So find your parallel position, legs not too wide. The idea of this is that we're aligning the bones so that the heels are directly underneath the hip socket, which is, the hip socket's not this bone out here, and it's not this bone here, but it's about, if you bring your hands to your 2 hip bones in the front, walk your fingertips in about 1 inch, bend your knees, bend forward to make a crease in your hips. Yep. And then slide your fingertips down to that hip crease. And then stand up. So they're about here. So they're inside of the pelvis, right? Which makes sense, but we just never think of it. So we want to align our feet underneath there so that when we're lifting and dropping our heels, the bony system is supporting us rather than the muscular system supporting or not supporting us, as the case may be. So you're going to do small, lift your heels just enough to let them drop vigorously down. Yeah, so you don't have to come high. The focus is on the dropping part. And notice how if there are any postural anomalies, so if we're standing like this, it's really hard to do this. If we're standing like this, I start to feel really compressed in my back. So we're trying to just feel length in the front of the body and the back of the body. Just shake yourselves into submission, basically. Get yourselves where you, right? You might notice that the bottom of the pelvis feels a little funny. It may or may not. So just tune into your sensation down at the bottom of the pelvis between the tailbone, the pubic bone, and the sit bones and the pelvic floor. And if there's any kind of feeling of like heaviness, feel just a light gathering sensation. Just light. Nothing super crazy. We're not going to shake your organs out today. Not today. That's advanced. We'll work up to that. We'll shake all of our organs out and put them all the way back in. Just kidding. We're never going to do that. Okay. Take a moment just to tilt your ear from one side to the other side. Feel the tingling sensation through the legs, the reverberation, the vibrations that we generated. And again, just light through the tilting. We're trying to minimize the crunkling sound that can happen through the neck movement. And that, feel your chin dropping slightly so that you feel the back of the neck a little bit longer. Yeah, one more time. Good, come up. We're gonna do, this is slightly different. We're gonna do a little bit. Robert, you can choose to do holding just above C7 to feel a sense of protection. So I'm holding just above here or around C7 to connect there. For the rest of you, we're going to do a little bulldog, reaching the jaw forward and allowing the neck to go with it, and then pulling the jaw back and retracting. This is what I call the Mitch McConnell. Sorry. Underbite, like a cute little doggy, and then retract the lower jaw and feel how you lengthen the back of your neck. 2 more times. Jaw reaches forward, get that bulldog underbite, and then pull back. 1 more time, forward. You understand why he talks the way he does, Mitch McConnell. When your jaw's all the way underneath it like this, you can't talk any other way. Okay, now let's go to the floor. Single tennis ball. Everyone can see me okay? I'm going to try and pull you closer today. Okay, we're back. Hello. We're going to do our scrubbing glute massage where you're going up and down, up and down, up and down, using your body rather than your hand, right? Going from the inside to the outside. And then we're going to do some sit bone circles, starting just above the sit bone, circling towards the tailbone, in between the valley between the tailbone, the sit bone, and the sit bone and the pubic bone, coming down around the underside of the sit bone to the outside and back to your start. But we're doing that sitting down. So we'll start with the scrubbing. Up and down, using your body. You can have your legs straight on the side that you were massaging, because that makes it slightly less painful, because the muscle is less taut. When the knee is bent, the muscle is pulled taut, and that might be a little bit more painful. But it's still painful. Feel free to sing your own aria, because remember, I can't hear you. So as long as your neighbors don't call the police, all good. Okay. We'll stay on that side. Sit bone circle. So bring the tennis ball above the sit bone. So find the sit bone, then roll the ball up this way. And then you'll circle around to the inside towards your tailbone. Go around, you're exploring that space between the sit bone and the pubic bone. Very interesting sensation going around the outside. We're just going to do 2 more times on this side. Go nice and slow because it's kind of a big circle and you're going, so we're trying to build some awareness at the bottom of the pelvis and the pelvic floor a little bit. This is also crucial for tight hamstrings and tight glute muscles because it's getting the attachment of the hamstring. Those sit bones are really important nexus of leg pelvic motion. Change to the other side, scrubbing the other side. Ooh, man. I don't know how you're feeling today, Pam, but I'm a little bit sore. I found, yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, let that be over. So find the sit bone on your second side. Still don't have that glass floor so I can give you the bottom up view, but maybe that's a good thing. Then we'll circle to the inside. So now we're going, I'm on my left hip and I'm going counterclockwise. Take your time, explore. There's no correct position of the pelvis. It's just one that makes you feel like you can get around the entire circumference of the sit bone. Just 3 times. And pay attention to any sensation difference between one side and the other side. Okay. Safely out of the way, no tripping. We'll do our seated figure 4 today. So crossing your right ankle over your left thigh. Walk the left foot into you. This is when that foot doming that we do over the ball spread, reach, wrap, lift, and pull. So you can inchworm your foot back. Then push yourself forward towards your legs and just rock yourself from side to side. You might also feel a stretch in the low back. So the more you pull yourself close to your body, the more arm work you get and the more stretch you get through the hip. You want to work with what feels good for you and you don't feel like you're jutting your head forward. Just a little bit of the Mitch McConnell there. No bulldogging for this one. Okay, come to a still point. Walk yourself back, walk the foot forward, we'll change sides. Left over right. I know, Annette, it's a lot of upper body work. So walking your foot in, walking your body towards your foot. So you're trying to put your stomach in the space between your legs. And then you rock yourself from side to side. So there's this nice space, this nice triangular space for your abdomen to just kind of have space to exist between the legs. And then you're just going to rock yourself into a feeling of safety. Yeah, Robert. Do the lying down version, Robert. Do the lying down version. You're good? Okay. All right, and then come to a still point. Walk yourself back, walk the foot out. Okie dokie. We get to lie on the roller. Last week we did, oh, wait, no, we're going to use, this is where we use our double balls. We're going to, before we get on the roller, sorry, this is where we're going to get our 2 balls set up. So we're going to start, we're going to do 2 points. We'll start with the neck today, and then we're going to go back down to the pelvis, and then we'll come back up to the neck. So you're lying down with the balls just above the knobby bone where your neck meets the rest of your spine. That's the C7. So C stands for cervical vertebra. And then you're going to turn your head to the side, holding the balls in place, side to side, and then you're going to nod yes, just lightly. And then you'll move the ball up about an inch or so, allowing the neck to move from side to side. You have to hold the balls in place, dropping your chin slightly, and then come center and nod yes, just a little bit, and then move up an inch. And then that's for me where I start to feel a little bit more tense, nodding side to side. So it's like you're arcing your nose from side to side. Then you come center and nodding yes. Move the ball up about an inch. So maybe you weren't doing an inch. Maybe you're already at the top of your neck. I have a very long neck, so now I'm just at the bottom of my skull. And I'm going to traction myself, pushing the balls back. And my head is slightly off the floor in this way. Then I'm going to arc my nose from side to side. But now my neck is staying stable, and I'm just turning my head from side to side. And I hear my hair kind of scrunching underneath the balls. And then come center and nodding yes. So now we get a lot more range of motion here. Move the balls up onto the bottom of the skull a little bit. So we'll say no. No, 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 no. The neck is still long along its axis, and we're just moving the head. And then we're going to go yes. And you feel the balls moving forward and back as you're nodding. Okay, remove the balls. Feel the alive feeling that you have behind your neck. Roll over onto your side, push up, and we're going to come to the sacrum, and we're going to do I'll angle myself this way so you can see what's going to happen. So we're going to do scrubbing up and down along either side of the tailbone and the sacrum. And then you're going to, as you do a couple of passes, like four sets up and down, you'll find a still point. So I'm feeling relatively relaxed in my arms. My spine is rounded, and there's a little groove at the top of the tailbone and the bottom of the sacrum. So when you're in that groove, you're going to look at your thighs and look at your feet. Make sure the knees and the feet are in line with each other and in line with your hip socket. From there, you're going to keep your pelvis really still, and you're going to windshield wiper your thighs so the feet will peel off the floor. So the inner border and outer border of the feet will come off, and then change. So Angela, you're not going to go that far because you have to keep your pelvis totally still. So your pelvis doesn't get to move at all. So the balls, we're not doing massage here, we're doing, let's stay even on those balls, and we're differentiating the thighs from the pelvis. Yeah, that's right. So if you've never done this with me before, you're going to have to stay really, really small, perhaps, for the first set or so, because this can be really difficult to differentiate. Then we're going to come center, and we'll go up a little bit higher. So now you're scrubbing alongside the sacrum. So to the top of the sacrum, which is where the pelvis meets at the top, the pelvis and the spine meet. You might not want to lie down yet, Annette, because but I know the neck part, your back, okay, do what you need to do, but you can let your shoulders come up if you want. And then you're going to park those balls right at the top of the sacrum. So I'm rounded in my low back. We're going to stare at your pelvis. Be sure your pelvis is going to stay still. And see that your bony landmarks of these two hip bones are both horizontal this way, and one hip isn't higher than the other. Okay? And then you're going to do your same windshield wiper legs, keeping the pelvis totally still. Annette, you're above average with this. I'm sorry if you're suffering, but just go really slow to be sure that the pelvis can stay really still. I know, it's uncomfortable for the neck. We're almost done with this. We're going to go back to do a little neck massage after this, so don't worry, you have a little Scooby snack at the end. Observing if it's easier for you to go to one side than the other side. One side and the other side. Come center, and then we're going to move back to a little bit of neck. So you pick your favorite spot on your neck that you felt was the most useful for you. And then you'll do your nose, holding the ball in place. And then you'll do your yeses. Maybe do two different levels of your favorite spot. Oh man. I'm nodding yes. And then we'll remove those balls. We'll move around to your side, and then we'll get to the roller, like I promised. Like I was saying. So you're going to lie lengthwise on the roller. Let me change my mat angle. And have your band nearby. You're going to fold the band in quarters. It doesn't even have to be perfect. It just has to be, it doesn't have to be flat. It's just like folded so that the length is reduced. Robert, you will not want to do this. So you'll get yourself lying lengthwise on the roller. Gather your band into your hand so that it's slightly wider than your arms. Just slightly. So if you have, usually we would kind of line up your thumb with the armpit, but we're going to be slightly wider than that. And you're not going to stretch the band, but you're going to have a sense of pulling from the pinky side of your hand, broadening across the front and the back of the shoulders, and lengthening the wrists so that the wrists are long, and the space between the second finger and the third finger knuckles are that's your vertical line straight up to the ceiling. Okay. Then from there, keep the wrist alignment, and you're going to fold the palms in to face each other. So now the band is wrapped around my thumb. And hopefully this doesn't feel too uncomfortable. There's very little pull here. So we're going to do our scapular glides here. Make sure, Annette, that your feet, if you can, get them a little closer together. And we're going to breathe in into the abdomen and breathe out. So we're going to breathe in and we're going to breathe out. We're going to breathe in, expanding into the abdomen, feeling the pelvic floor drop down towards the feet. And as you exhale, the pelvic floor lifts up towards the ribs and the abdominal wall pulls in, the spine and the pelvis stays totally still. One more time with the breathing like this. My arms are getting tired. And exhale. Adding on to the breathing, inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, slide back down. Inhale, reaching up, our scapular glides. Exhale, back down. Good. 2 more times. Inhale up. And exhale down. 1 more time. Inhale up. And exhale down. Unfold the band. Now you're going to grip it between the thumb and the second finger with the fingers nice and long. And we're going to do a little cheerleader move. You're going to pull the band to the right with the right arm. And the left will follow, keeping the arms really straight. And then come back up. Pull the band with the left arm. The right arm will come across. It's still folded, yeah, and coming back up. So I'm holding it like this. There's no special, you're just holding it and then you let go with your fingers and you're holding it with your thumb. Okay. So actually this is more like, imagine your band is like a cane and we're doing a little Broadway number. Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. Okay. You're a little dancing frog. And up. So now that we get this choreography, make sure your elbows are unlocked. So the inner parts of the elbow are pointing towards each other, and you're pulling primarily with the right arm and allowing the left arm to have a little stretch and coming back up. And exhale, pull with the left arm. Deborah, lower your band a little bit so that it's in line with the armpit. Yes, good. 2 more sets. And up and left. Inhale up. Last set. Good. And up. And last time. And up. Good. Rest the band down across your hips. Bring your arms back up to the ceiling. We're going to scissor the arms front to back. Inhale back and exhale up and change. Inhale to open part. Exhale to come up. So we're going a little bit slower because we go slow to make lasting change in the body, as the gyrotonic master trainer once told us. I haven't said that in a long time. Because we're going slow, we have a chance to sense how the rest of the body responds to this movement. Last set. Keep breathing. Good. Bring your arms down, grab your band, reach your arms back up. You're going to hold it lightly between the thumb and the bulk of the palm, and then you're going to inhale, reach your arms back as far as you're able, and then exhale, bring the band back up. So you're stretching out to the pinky side of the hand, keeping the collarbones and the shoulder blades nice and wide on the back. Inhale. Good. And exhale. Good. Inhale. And exhale. Or Robert, too, maybe you could do, touch the hands to the tops of the shoulders and then bring the elbow points back to open up the armpits and up. Does that feel okay for you? Yeah, okay, good. Is that a no or is that a yes? That's a yes, okay. Yes, that's a yes, okay, good. Inhale back, exhale up. One more time. And up. From here, we're going to do, now your band is a barbell. You're going to hold it, and then you're going to widen your elbows and pull the barbell down. And exhale, push it back up. Inhale, pull the elbows wide, but bring the bar towards your chest. And exhale, reach up. You're pulling the band wide apart. And it's funny, as I reach up to the ceiling, my arms are kind of shaking a little bit. It's funny. Inhale to bend. Exhale to straighten. 3 more times. Inhale, bend. And exhale, straighten. It's funny how this all of a sudden got really heavy. It's just a band. One more time. Good. Reach your arms back overhead. Inhale. Exhale, pull your elbows wide. Touch the band to the top of your head. Pull your elbows down towards your waistline. Yep, and then reach back up. Exhale, pull down. So the elbows are staying slightly above the side seam of your shirt. Exhale, pull down. And inhale, reach up. So this is a lat pull down. And a chest opener. Nice position of the legs, Annette. Good. Make sure, Pam, that you're grounding through the inner side of the feet. Last time. End with your arms straight and then bring them up toward the ceiling and bring the band all the way down. Sway from side to side on the roller. Okay, and then come off of the roller. Lie on your back for just a moment. flat on the floor. Enjoy the feeling of the three-dimensionality of the back of the spine and the pelvis. And then roll over onto your side. Come on up. So rollers set up here. All fours kneeling. We're going to do our kneeling on the roller in a minute. But first we're going to find what's our neutral position of the spine and the pelvis in this all fours kneeling position. So when our shins and our hands are on the floor, you're on a slight diagonal with your body. So the sit bones still want to spread wide and reach behind you so that we're not rounding in our back. And the pelvis is very level. Then there's a curve in the low back, a sense of lift through the front of the rib cage, and a broadening in the equal opposite point in the back of the rib cage. The collarbones are spreading wide in the front, and the neck is lengthening out on a slightly upward diagonal, and the back of the head is lifting up to the ceiling to keep us from dropping down in between our arms like this. So from here, we're going to do our scapular glide. So have a sense of, with the fingers spread wide and pressure into the knuckles of the hands, widening the mat apart. Inhale, slide the shoulder blades together. The rib cage drops down between the arms. And then exhale, push them to the arms. Keep the arms spreading wide. The shoulder blades slide apart, and you rise back up. So just, Annette, lengthen your mid-back a little bit. So let your rib cage stay dropped down, and stretch your arms. Yes, that looks good. Inhale, rib cage slides down, and exhale, come back up. It's like a freight elevator. Good, Pam. Inhale down. Good, Angela. Good. Exhale up. Good, Robert. Inhale down. Good, Holly. Good, Deborah. Good. Exhale up 2 more times. Inhale down, and exhale up. 1 more time. Inhale down, and exhale up. Okay, sit back, little wrist rest. Shake out your wrists. You can always switch to fists if this doesn't feel great for the back of the wrists, or you can also fold up the edge of your mat so it gives your wrists a little lift, so the base of the palm will be on the mat and the knuckles will be on the floor. Now we're going to get our shins onto the roller. We're not going to do our single knee pull today. I know, Pam, you're very upset about that. We're going to just do double knee pulls, and we're going to get on with some other stuff. So, yes, and Robert, you're skipping this. You could do, grab your ball and put your forearms on the ball, and you'll reach forward that way if it feels good for you. Your big ball, the blue one. Robert's going off res today. Yeah, so you'll have forearms, or you can do a triangle and you can slide forward, and in that way, if that feels okay for you. Yeah, try that version. So, people on the roller, you're going to walk the roller towards the middle of your shins. Keep your bony landmarks and your spine nice and long. Exhale, pull the roller into you, and then as you exhale, and then inhale, reach your knees back. Exhale, pull in. And inhale, reach back. Exhale, pull in. And inhale, reach back. One more time, then we're going to take a break. And then we're going to talk about where to put the roller, because I realized I didn't specify that very well. Come down. Robert, is that doing okay for you? Okay, good. All right. So if I said to start with the roller in the middle of the shins, because then that gives us some more play, as range of motion, being able to swing back farther, more into a plank, and then forward. So you can also start with the roller right underneath below your knees on the top of your shin and pull forward. But that's a much tighter position and very hard to keep your spine nice and long here this is why we opened up the back of the pelvis with the ball today. So if you start with the roller, your knees directly underneath you and the roller in the middle of the shins, it's slightly uncomfortable, but then you can pull forward, and then you can also reach back. So your end point will be when the roller reaches the top of the shin, Exhale, your end point will be at the bottom of the shin, so you can roll the whole length of the roller. All right, now that you've watched me do it, I will watch you do it. Are you ready? So Deborah, keep your spine nice and long. It's a neutral spine exercise. That's the hard part. That's right. Very good. I know. Because you're trying to keep your abdominals lifted, but then what's happening is you're rounding your back. How do we do that? So let's break this down too. This is a good thing. You're not the only one. So rest your toes on the floor if you can, so that way, and the roller's right below the knees. And feel yourself getting your all fours kneeling position here. Okay, all right, Polly, is this gonna work for your toes? You're gonna make it work. Okay, so from here, we're deviating. Make sure your toes are tucked under, because you're gonna reach your heels back, pull the abdominal wall up and in, and then you're gonna hover your knees off of the roller. And then come back down. Yeah, good. Let your chest drop down a little bit, Deborah, and lift the back of your head up. Drop your chin towards your, yeah, there you go. Yes, good. Reach the heels back, lift the knees up, good, and back down. Same thing, Pam, lengthen the back of your neck. Now that our knees are on the roller, we're in a slightly downhill slope, so you're gonna be looking around at your thumb joint. Knees up, heels back, knees up, good, and back down. Last time, good, Robert. Heels back, knees up. Oops, roller away, and then come back down. Rest. We'll revisit the knee pull. Deborah, you good? That looks good. I think maybe it helped when I said now we're at this angle. Before, when we're on all fours on the floor, we're on this angle, the body and the spine. And then when we're on the roller, we're kind of on this angle. Okay. Ready for the last set? Fists are an option. You'll stand between the second and third knuckle on the wrists if you want to do that. If you have rings, it can be slightly painful. Or you just fold up the mat, or you suffer. We'll just do 4 knee pulls. Get your roller into position. Exhale, pull the knees forward. And inhale, reach back. The pelvis will lower slightly. Exhale, pull forward. And inhale, reach back. Good. Exhale, reach forward. You're pulling a little too far forward on that. Yeah, you're curling yourself into a little pill bug. And back. There you go. That's better. All right, rest. Sorry, the connection's not so good. Good job, people. Roller behind the legs. Ah! Okay. We're going to do some bridging. Then we're going to get our long band set up. So, go ahead and place the roller behind your pelvis, in between your pelvis and your heels. You can either walk yourself back, keeping your spine nice and long, or you can be on one hip, roll over onto your side, and then adjust yourself to lying on your back. That's a good one to do. Make sure your heels are in line with your sit bones. So we're going to take an inhale, and as we exhale, your hands are by your sides reaching towards the roller, but wide enough so that the hands can be flat on the floor and the collarbones wide apart. Exhale, pull the pubic bone towards the rib cage and start to float the pelvis up, and then inhale back down. Exhale, pull the pubic bone towards the rib cage, start to lift the pelvis up by pushing down with the legs, and inhale, roll down. Exhale, pull the pubic bone towards the ribs, roll the pelvis up, and inhale back down. One more time like this, then we're going to add on. Exhale, pull the pubic bone towards the ribcage, start to peel this pelvis off the mat, and inhale back down. Now we're going to start to reach. So we're going to put our pelvis on the roller eventually, but we're going to start warming up the backs of the legs. So you're going to do the same action before. Exhale, pull the pubic bone towards the ribs, start to peel the pelvis up, but also simultaneously reach out with the knees to try and reach your pelvis out and over onto the roller. You feel your shoulders shrug up to your ears, and then you'll reach your hands long and then roll back down. You're not going to make it on the roller, but now you're closer. Exhale, pubic bone towards the ribs, peel your spine off the mat. Then you're going to reach your knees past your toes, and that's going to reach your pelvis more towards the roller. Reach your arms. Exactly, Pam. And inhale, roll down. One more time. Exhale, pubic bone towards the ribs. Peel the spine up off of the mat. Reaching the knees past the feet. Feel like you're pulling the roller closer to you with your heels, but your feet aren't moving anywhere. Stay up. Reach with your hands. Pull the roller underneath your pelvis. And voila. So now you're in a supported bridge. So you roll up into your bridge, Polly. Pull the roller into you. And Annette, change yourselves to a steeper diagonal so you can see with just a slight turn of the head and you don't have to lift your head up. Yes. Good. Okay. So you must hold the sides of the roller. The roller is at the top of the pelvis, so it's above the tailbone, but not on the low back. And so when you fold your right leg in towards your chest, you feel comfortable. Then you fold your left leg into your chest, and you feel like if you weren't holding the roller, you could relax your knees towards your chest and round your back, stretch out your low back. Go ahead and do that now, like a little pill bug, right? But you're holding the roller so it doesn't go away from you. And then you're going to anchor your pelvis, bring your knees over your hips, and your shins are parallel to the floor. This is tabletop, Pilates speak. Separate the legs apart so that they're in line with your hip sockets. We're going to do walking, alternating toe taps. So simultaneously moving the legs. So right toe taps down, and then change. Good. You're keeping your pelvis relatively stable. You're controlling that with the abdominals. Good, people. So you're inhaling for one set and exhaling for one set. We can sing John Travolta, the opening scene from Saturday Night Fever. Bee Gees. Last set, right and left. Bring the legs back up to tabletop to just find your symmetry again. Then you're going to place your left leg down flat on the floor. Good, the knee stays bent. Stretch your left leg up. You're going to do a little bicycle, single leg bicycle. Lower the right leg down as far as it can go without arching your low back. Bend the knee. Bring the leg towards you and lengthen it up towards the ceiling. So Robert, soften the sternum down a little bit. Soften the sternum, soften the ribs. And coming up, good. Single leg bicycle. Push down with the left leg into the floor. Nice. One more time. Two more times. Good. Pam, also same for you. Soften the front of the rib cage a little bit to allow. It's almost like you're lying in a hammock. Good. Fold the right leg in. Put it back down on the floor. Left leg comes up to tabletop and left leg straight up and bicycles forward. We're doing about 6. Stand firmly on the right leg. Good. Nice, Deborah. Very nice, Angela. Good. Good, Polly. Oh, you're doing single leg, Polly, so yeah, you're doing advanced, so just stay with one leg. Do about 2 more on one leg. Good. One more time. And up. Fold the left leg in, put it back down. Now you're ready to bridge up. So feel that before we bridge up. Take an inhale. As you exhale, feel the sit bones coming together and feeding the legs away from you to lift the pelvis up. Then, good, Angela, then you'll push the roller out away from you. Then you're going to keep your pelvis lifted as high as possible, as long as possible, and then you're going to roll sequentially from the top down. So soften the sternum. Nice exhale, soften the sternum, the solar plexus, the lower ribs, the lower back, which may or may not touch the mat, that's fine, and then the back of the pelvis, and then the sit bones ground and the tailbone grounds. Then you're going to roll over onto your side. We're going to come up, and now we're going to do this triple X band. Fold the band in half, placing the ends together. It doesn't really matter if there's a twist in the band, but it's nice to have it flat. Match up the ends. So the free ends are together. Measure the length of your hand. Grab where the heel of the hand is. That's where you're going to tie your knot, slightly below that. So you make a circle. You bring the tail through the circle, and voila. So now you have to kind of fudge it a little bit so that you remain a tail like this. And then we have a big circle. And Angela, did you already have yours in the big circle still from last time we met? No? Okay. All right. Great. Yes, and Pam, you did it from standing so you can measure to your armpit. That's also a good measure. Yeah. So you have a long loop. Everyone's here? We're here. Polly, you're almost here. Once you've tied your knot and you have the long loop, so Polly, you've tied it, made the circle, pulled it through, then you're going to make a necklace, placing the knot behind you, and here you are. Then, we're going to do your right side first. I'm going to show my left side, but you're going to do your right side. So we've got the necklace. You've got two sides. Yes, Deborah, you know what's coming. Cross the band in front of the right chest. Then you have a circle and an X. You're going to put your whole right leg through the circle. Ta-da! Cross behind. Oops, I forgot. We're strangling ourselves because we need to put our right arm through. We have to make a sash. There we go. Yeah, make a sash. There we go. Then we cross in front, put the leg through the loop. That's one X. Cross behind the leg, pull the leg through the loop. That's two X's. Cross again in front, harness the arch of your foot. So we have an X in the front, an X behind, an X in front, and a sash. I'll show that again. If you're in, you're in. Stay there. You just check your work. So we went from the necklace. We put our right arm through. We have a sash. Hold both ends of your sash. Cross in front. Put your leg through. Cross behind. Put your leg through. Cross in front. And harness the foot. Cross in the front, approximately in front of the ankle, behind the knee, and in front of the thigh. Voila! Okay. Roller. Side lying on the roller. So the band is in between the pecs, in the middle of the chest. We have an X in front of the hip crease, behind the knee, and in front of the ankle. All the articulating joints you observe. We're in a forearm plank. Angle myself this way. So, come stop. The thigh is parallel to the roller, and there's a sweet spot where your greater trochanter is slightly on the downhill slope of the roller. So it's not, the thigh is supported, but it's not uncomfortable for that hip bone. We're going to externally rotate the bottom leg, so heel off the ceiling and back down. And up and down. Yep. 3 and down. 4 and down. You can bring the top hand to support your neck. 5. So I'm holding the underside of my neck, not my head. I lost count. Let's do 2 more. Deborah, you're in the hot seat today. Did I tell you that? No. Now keep the bottom leg still. Top leg lifts just above the hip, so your heel is in line with your pelvis. Up and down. 3 and down. Flex your ankle, Robert. 4 and down. 5 and down. 6 and down. 7. One more time. Good, Angela. Roll your top shoulder open, Angela. Good. Combination. Heel up, leg up. Heel up, leg up. How fun. Up. Last time. And down. Good. Tuck other side. Come back to your necklace. That's the start position. I know. Look at you. You're getting so fast, people. This is amazing. Come back to your necklace. Then you have your left arm through. You have a sash. Cross in front. Put the left leg all the way through. Cross behind. Pull the leg all the way through. Cross in front. Harness the arch of the foot. 1, 2, 3. Triple X. I love doing this on the floor and like we just kick our legs around like this. It's like our can-can rehearsal. Put the roller on the other side. Mat comfortable here. Okay. We're in, we're in. Make sure the band is comfortably along the bottom shoulder, across, splitting the pecs. Greater trochanters on the downhill slope of the roller. And the thigh is supported by the roller. Band leg is in line with the pelvis. If your neck starts to get tired, it does with this. I'm holding my neck, not touching my head. I'm holding my neck like a squeeze grip to support it. Bottom leg lifts and down. Heel lifts, sorry. Up and down. 3, down. 4, down. 5, down. 6. So you're rotisserie your femur. Stack your top hip up, Deborah. Push into your forearm a little bit. Good, one more time. Good, top leg, 8 times. And down, 2, and down. Not so high, Angela, 3. And down, good. 4, down, 5, down, 6, down, 2 more, 7, down, and 8. Combination, 4 sets. Heel, leg, heel, leg, heel, leg, and that's it. Leg. Ah. All that next stuff we did. Unwind yourself. We have to do something symmetrical. Okay. All the way out. Okay. We don't have time to do the other long band situation. We're going to come to standing. So, yeah, okay, great. Almost all of you. Come to stand. You can place the knot on the floor, and you'll be on either side of your knot. Okay. So, we're going to do some arm work standing. Okay. So, we're practicing our squatting. So I'm just holding the band for now. This isn't the exercise, just to show you the mechanics of the pelvis. So weight grounded on the balls of the feet, but also feel like your heels are stretching back and you're going to reach your sit bones back. Like you have to, so that the knee is not going to come forward this way. That we're going to bend our hips back rather than bending our knees forward. Okay, yeah, that looks great, Robert. Good, so, yes, Deborah. And so, what that means is, so just put your hand to your abdominal wall in the front. As you sit back, you have to exhale and pull the front abdominals away from your hand, and you're not going to keep your back lifted. You're going to be in our all fours kneeling position. We're basically going to all fours kneel right here. So the bottom ribs are lifting in, the abdominal wall is lifting in, the back of the neck is nice and long. It's the same thing, we're just on a slightly different angle and our arms are not on the floor. Do we see that? We see that. Good. Okay. Now, overhand grip. There are 2 ways of doing this. You can adjust your weight. Heavier, grab wider. That's going to be more force to lift up. Robert, you won't want to do this one. Lighter weight, closer together, but you do have to pull slightly apart widthwise, which is kind of nice. I like that one. So, you're going to find your setting. You're going to bend your knees into your squat. You're going to feel like you're going to bring your elbows forward and under your pull-up bar. Good. So you have an overhand grip. Yeah, overhand grip. Then you're going to stand up and push the bar straight up. And bend. And push up. And bend. Your elbows are going to be on the inside of your band. Push up. And down. So the elbows are going to be slightly forward. So they're not to the side like this, they're slightly forward. Because overhead reaching is a lot easier from the elbows forward this way. Good, Angela. And this is an abdominal. Pull your abdominals up and in. Pelvis up and forward. Good, Polly. Good, Robert. Good, nice, Annette. Good, Pam. Make sure your feet are parallel, Pam. Otherwise, you're going to be forbidden from taking ballet class. Last time. Oh. All right, don't you feel? Oh. Oh. Ditch the band. Actually, no. Last thing. Sorry, we're so over. Hold the band behind your back, a comfortable width. Robert, grab a towel. This might feel good for you. And then, yeah, so you'll hold you can hold the towel obliquely so it's from diagonal, yeah. And you're gonna bend and round. This is from my gyrokinesis class. And then you're gonna externally rotate the arms and roll this way. So we're bending and rounding, coming forward. You're externally rotating the arms, allowing the band to roll around the thumbs and lifting the chest up. Full stretch. Rounding, spreading the shoulder blades wide, arching, lifting up. For those of you who are here for a classical Pilates deal, this was the equivalent of lying face down. When we do our single leg kicks, or double leg kicks, we do kick, 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 extend and reach back. Yep. And we come forward and kick, kick, kick. And extend and reach back. And your chest is off the mat and your head is floating up. Good. Last time. And now keep your booty slightly out and bring your chest forward of your pelvis. Yes. Good. All right. Now we ditch the band. I thank you.